We are go for liftoff in T minus 30.
Hit the record button.
Gosh, that's swell.
It's a Rose Blog Talk Radio.
So I have on the line a poet and a fitness guru of his own. Jason Oswaldo Morales is on the line, and he basically decided to take on the challenge. And anyways, I don't know if he's on the line yet. Jason, are you there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Good morning.
Are you all right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm good.
Just want to make sure. All right. So, do you want to start yet, or you want me to keep going?
Yeah, I'll start.
All right, you're on then.
All right. So, good morning, everybody. Just want to wish everybody a good and a productive day. Make sure that you don't start it with a negative, not even one centimeter of negativity, because it could momentum and just ruin your whole day. So just make sure that you wake up, maybe put some music on, cook some food, enjoy your day. Don't rush out the door. Wake up early. So this poem is called "The Sky Is Not the Limit," and here we go.
Cool.
The sky is not the limit. We limit ourselves, admit it. That is why we have to die in order to rest in peace. I don't get it. Why do we separate ourselves based on our pigment? Why do we inhibit one another based on wealth and religion, yet let the wicked prohibit the true nature of our spirit? Our lifespan is finite, but our soul is infinite, connected to the stars like pyramids. The earth is our mother, and I am her infant. We are her children, yet we deal with each other so frigid. Neighbors acting like they live long distance. People living so far in the past, the present is distant. Disconnected, dispirited, in prison. Prisoners of our games and gimmicks, committed to a life submitted to another statistic. It is tragic how we fall for the illusions but don't believe in magic. Dissonance, our behaviors become erratic. Addicts for stimulants to fill with static. Creating static when we can't find our fix, it becomes problematic. Playing the role of the victim, that's dramatic. How long will we use the excuse that our childhood was traumatic? The world doesn't need another Anne Frank hiding out in the attic. No race is superior to the other. There is no such thing as race. Don't panic. We were cut from the same fabric of space and time. Don't be plastic. Don't be hard on yourself like metal. Be elastic. In the face of adversity, be enthusiastic. Challenges can be overwhelming, but overcoming feels even more fantastic. So
wow,
that was
that
one.
You know what you got me with? You got me with Anne Frank, dude.
Yeah.
I was just there. I was in Berlin, and I happened to be at Anne Frank's museum, and I actually I've been meaning to read her diary for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
Because I did it in high school, but you know how it is in high school. You're like, whatever. But now I see that soul. And I know her soul was not that age, you know what I mean? Like she wasn't a teenager to me anymore. She was, like she lived so intensely, And so to me, her soul is ageless. Like I don't care if she was 10, 9, whatever. I don't know. She lived a full life, if you can believe what I'm saying. Like, even though she wasn't a teenager when she died, or when she was, gassed, whatever. Anyways, you got me with Anne Frank. I'm like, damn.
That's our jobs as poets,
Well, she was a poet herself, and then her dad even said, he didn't know anything about her. He didn't know his daughter, basically. He says.
Yeah. Oh wow.
So, yeah, crazy.
Okay, so the next one, the subject is called police brutality and corruption, and just addressing the situation that's going on. Seems to be continuing going on actually.
Oh,
so,
it continues, right?
Yeah. So here we go.
I mean, we just got the case in Venice too. So.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a type of person that's gonna be like, oh, fuck the system or fuck the police or anything like that. I'm just gonna share my experience of what transpired in my life.
Right.
So, and just like everybody in the ghetto isn't a thug, everybody in the police department isn't a thug either. So, we can't continue to having this dialogue between the system and us as if the system is the only one to blame. So
right.
Here we go. He pressed his gun against my ribs, but it wasn't a hooligan. It was by someone who's supposed to protect and serve citizens. I had my hand behind my head, fearing I was going to end up dead. Luckily, my blood wasn't shed. But that night, I tossed and turned in my bed, thinking about what would have happened if the officer would have pulled the trigger. I figure I would have been another nigga whose reputation would have been hindered by false allegations accusing me as the aggressor in the altercation when they completed the investigation, even though it was an officer who used his weapon for intimidation. Ever been in my situation? Unconstitutionally detained, exercising your right to remain silent because you didn't want to die in vain or be the cause of your mother's pain? I know I didn't want my name to be a trending topic on Twitter so the racist bigot could blame me, the nigger, and claim that it was my fault that the killer cop pulled the trigger. I thank God I'm a critical thinker, or else I would have ended up in critical condition or in the hands of a mortician. Why is it typical for our pigment to be under suspicion? Why are they quick to fill our bodies up with ammunition? Where does this fear stem from? Who planted the seeds that bloomed into us losing our lives and freedom? Since the civil rights movement, look what we've become, succumb to police brutality while living in the slums. But the VA not wanting to prosecute is even more gruesome. The way the juries are instructed, they can care less about the truth, son. The way the evidence is presented, it is evident that justice becomes irrelevant when it comes to the police, but when we are arrested, we are served with harsher punishments. Our pigment is detested. That's not the case in all cases, but they could care less when we end up in coffins and care more to see us in cages, the war wages, and not on drugs, but on our pigmentation. Ferguson is proof that people are losing patience, and it's not just blacks because the youth in Berkeley are demanding changes. The times are changing, and I'm not talking about daylight savings. I'm talking about St. Louis Rams who came out with their hands up having Jeff Rhoda hating. Like that's not how football players should be behaving. LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Derrick Rose don't wear their I Can't Breathe shirts for entertainment. Eric Gardner should never be lying deceased on that New York pavement. Tamir Rice died way too young playing with his toy gun. Lately, murders by cops is such a phenomenon, but will justice ever be done? Or is that a rhetorical question? The historical oppression of the African is synonymous metaphorically to the unconstitutional aggression of the police. How much longer must their indiscretion go unquestioned? President Obama, can you answer, please? Because I'm tired of being harassed by police. Not only do I have to fear my own, but I also have to worry about being murdered by the cops on these streets. Thank you.
Yeah. Wow. Like, wow.
I had to throw some names out there.
I'm getting chills right now, dude. and not to well, whatever, not to add more, but I have a piece just like yours. So I'm like, oh my God, yes. I'm with you. You know, we shouldn't judge everybody by the same ruler. But at the same time, though, it's like, come on, this is happening again. Like I was in Europe and I was hearing about Baltimore, and I'm like, what happened in Baltimore? Oh my God, no way. And then you know how the news repeats over and over, and like, I don't need to hear this every single minute. Oh my God. Like it's like really. I just don't want to hear this anymore. I don't want to hear about Venice. I don't want to hear Baltimore. I don't want to hear Ferguson. I just don't want to hear about another city again. It's like I'm scared. Like what? Oh, it's Skid Row now. Okay, what? Fuck. You know?
Yeah.
It's insane. Really, it's insane.
So yeah. So basically, I'm just like, gotta put. I had to put one out there, you know. But like I said, you know, on the thing, how I ended it, not only do I have to worry about my own, you know, so I'm also addressing the violence that is within our communities. But, you know, you don't want to have to worry about being killed by your own, you know, and then on top of that, being killed by someone that's supposed to be protecting you. So it's just like, whoa, you know.
Yeah, and actually, I have friends who are in the force, so I understand what you're saying. You know, don't judge everybody by the same ruler, but at the same time, there are those elements in the force that are in for vengeance. You know.
Yeah.
So you got another one, or?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you know, kind of woke me up. This next poem is called White Privilege. This poem is not intended to be from a racial point of view. Actually, what a lot of people don't know, that the word white privilege is actually a word that was coined by sociologists. So it's an actual term. There's studies behind it, and I would say that maybe like conservatives or whatever might feel like it's, you know, a little whatever over the top, but it's actually I'm just being creative with this word and the research done behind this. So it's called White Privilege. There you go.
Okay.
No, I've never had my rights violated, falsely accused and incarcerated. No, my pigment has never been incriminated, and I don't know what it's like to be socially discriminated, because I enjoy the privilege of being white. Which means if the cops see me at night, I won't be flashed by their lights or be clubbed over a head with a baton or a flashlight. Usually I'm in possession of cocaine, but I'm not black. So worrying about being detained is energy wasted in vain. As a matter of fact, I'll take a sniff while I'm switching lanes, because I don't have to worry about driving while black and getting pulled over in a hurry in suspicion of possession of crack. It's a fact that my pigment lacks the stigma that people of color attract, because I could reach for my wallet while being frisked by police and not worry about ending up deceased, probably because I wear Dockers and not Dickies with a crease. They don't display us like thugs on the silver screen, which means I could be walking on the same path on the opposite direction, and a woman is not going to cross the street when she sees me. I don't know how it feels to hear the doors of a car lock while I'm walking through a crosswalk. If it ever happened to me, I would be shell-shocked. I would be so distraught, I would Michael Jackson the color of my skin, because I wouldn't want my pigment to increase the chances of me ending up in prison. No, I wouldn't want to be detained without probable cause just because someone placed an emergency call suspecting that I was breaking such and such laws, when in reality I was just lost. I wouldn't know how it feels to have my son killed by neighborhood watch, or walk into a liquor store and be followed and watched like, hurry up and buy, hurry up and buy. I don't know what it's like to be in New York and wave at an empty cab and have it pass me by. I am white. I don't know what it's like to fight and die for my rights. Stereotypes have a positive effect on my life, like picket fences, dogs, and trophy wives, even though more of us are on government assistance, but you would think that it was the blacks that needed it more to survive. I'm not even affected by racial slurs because my ancestors weren't the oppressed, but the oppressors. So calling me a honky or a cracker is not as offensive as calling me a nigger. I can't even punch an officer in the face, and he's not going to pull the trigger because my social identity has not been hindered. My 1,000 years of history has never been erased. As a matter of fact, you can say my history began when we first landed on this place. We displaced the natives and brought along slaves. Why do you think, as a nation, we observe Christopher Columbus Day and celebrate Thanksgiving Day? It's to remind you, all the people who have been slain, to be where we are today. And I know a lot of us think that since the civil rights movement, the blacks shouldn't be allowed to complain, but because in general, society hasn't heard of COINTELPRO till this day, I'm gonna let it slide. Just be on your way. So yeah.
Wow. Thank you, Jason. Like, wow. Yeah. You know, and I always get surprised by poetry, and I always, I'm always marvel at, like, wow, if I hadn't woken up at 3 a.m. today, and I hadn't reached out to my poetry friends, and I hadn't, if I hadn't reached out to Jason, you know what I mean? Like, all this is happening for a reason, and there's people out there that are gonna listen to you. They're gonna be like, wow, whoa. Like, I'm okay now, and I'm white. Okay, I look white. I'm not white, but I look white, and in my heart, I'm Peruvian. But I always I don't get stereotyped until I open my mouth and speak. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like with my accent.
Yeah.
So, and I totally get it. Like, this is the way the world revolves around races, and like you say, there's no races. You know, there's no race. We really are just human.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's it's not like. It's not what I say. It's actually what genetics has proven. So a lot of times I feel like the scientific community gets caught up in is God real? Is God, And instead of being caught up in like stuff like that, I feel like we should how do you say it? We should be worrying on tackling social constructs with science, instead of like the argument starting with, is it evolution, is it creation? Why don't we start the dialogue, is there such thing as race, and then prove how we all genetically are more related than diverse.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
So when I say that there's no race, like, I know it might sound like what they accused me of the other day. They accused me of on some kumbaya stuff, which I took very offense.
Fuck?
Huh?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like, what the fuck? Who said that?
Yeah, like some girl that was like, she put I'm always arguing. Like, when I see, like, a meme that's, like, racist or, like, just, like, out of control, like, I'm always going to put you on blast. Like, if you're, like, my friend if we're following each other on Instagram or you're on Facebook and you're posting stupid shit that's, like, racist and stuff like that, I'm going to address that real quick.
Right.
So I just addressed some little situation about some post that said how many Mexicans celebrated Black History Month. And I was like,
oh shit!
what?
No.
And then it was so weird because she was like, well, I'm gonna stand by this meme because whatever. And I was like, dude, you're creating division. Like, you don't even know about the rich Black history in Mexico.
Oh, ignorant.
You know what I mean? To even start to go that path. So I was like really offended. So yeah. But I don't want to end my chance that you gave me to share my thoughts with like a sour note. And I just want to, I'm a lover too. So little sonnet, little quick sonnet that I want to share with you. And then it was great.
Yeah, and the audience. Yeah.
And
go for it.
So this poem right here is actually dedicated to this chick that doesn't want me.
Yeah.
But it's all right, it's her. I would say it's her loss. Just on a spiritual level, the connection is like whoa, But I guess people need more than just a spiritual connection. So, yeah.
I'd say it's her loss, but whatever.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm not gonna.
Maybe she'll listen to this show and rethink what she's about you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and convince a girl, but it's okay. This like as I solidify my career in the creative writing field and stuff like that, I know there's like if she really liked me, she would have or I'm expecting this more of a girl poet or an artist. Like if I write you a poem and she likes me, I want a poem right back, or a piece of art, And if it don't come naturally, then okay, yeah, you don't like me right away. So,
wow.
Yeah. So I just call it Elizabeth Sonnet, and here it goes. Tell me why your beauty reflects the beauty of your soul. Please tell me why those eyes still captivate me the same way like when you were 15 years old. Is it those moles? Is it those freckles? Is it the perfect shape of your nose, or is it those dimples? Besides me, only Lord knows the distance between us, yet how I feel you so close. Tell me, what do I have to do to have your fragrance lingering on my clothes? You meditate and it shows your aura. I'm brighter than a million stars, it glows. Love is blind, blindest since the first time I stared into the windows of your soul. When I look into your third eye, you make my knees tremble, because the goddess Venus you resemble, knocking on heaven's doors. Will I be worthy enough to worship in your temple? So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Wow. She's
obviously, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy to be in her temple, but.
I'm just gonna say one thing. If a girl doesn't get if you don't get somebody by calling her a goddess, I don't know what, man.
Yeah,
right?
I'm not gonna I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if technology has it like that disconnected. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I recognize the greatness in me. I recognize and I know what I'm out to do. I know what I'm set out to do. So it's just like, maybe I always think like, oh, you know what? Like maybe there's this girl that's praying for me, out there somewhere. So like any girl that I meet or whatever, like nothing happens between us. because God is answering this girl's prayers, you know. So I'm gonna run
Yeah.
into this chick one of these days. I don't know, but I'm not. I'm more just focused on my writing. But at the same time, as a poet, it's like, you know, I would love to write more. I don't know. I always say, like, you know, like if you're in a relationship, somebody turns into an ex, you know, when you're done with them. In my life as a poet, or in our lives as poets, they become stanzas, you know. They become poems. But, yeah. So, yeah.
Well, Jason,
Well,
that was
thank you very much for the
really,
time.
yeah, a privilege actually to hear your poetry, and I hope that you come through this week, you know, or whenever you have a chance to go to Tiachuchas, or
Yeah.
I want to hear you spit live. You know, you actually you have such an aura to yourself and a energy. I only seen you once at Tiachuchas.
Yeah.
And, I was like, wow, all right, that's cool. So again, thank you for the few minutes that you gave me, and I'm gonna give you a choice right now between Marvin Gaye, The Smiths, and Pharrell.
Oh, is it that song, The Phoenix?
Yes.
Yeah.
No. Get Lucky. Get Lucky.
Yeah.
You like that song?
Yeah. I just want to, like, if you give me a little second, just want to, you know, who's ever out there, like, I have a YouTube channel where you could listen to more poems and stuff like that. And,
yeah. Actually, we got a few minutes left, so if you want to let your let my audience know where to reach you and stuff.
Yeah. Well, you could reach me at Jason Oswaldo Morales on Facebook. If you don't want to request me or whatever, my videos are public. And last month I celebrated National Poetry Month, so there's all these spoken word videos that I did, and they're all freestyled. None were written. So I hope that you enjoy. On my Instagram, you can follow me at J the Phoenix. So it's JAYD Phoenix, and you know, I'm usually posting inspirational stuff and stuff about fitness and nutrition, and of course my poetry, and just like a little bit of my personal life as a poet. I understand that my life is an open book, so there'll be some personal stuff sometimes. But just want to thank everybody for your time, and thank you too. And hopefully it's the last time.
And I hope that you're feeling better now.
Oh yeah, a little throw up before the show.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, should we reschedule?
Hey, it was so weird. Like, it was like 5, 4. That's crazy.
Like, oh no, not right now. Okay.
Yeah, no.
I was like, wait, okay, I can like stall it for like another couple minutes.
What?
No, I was like, I can stall it for like a few minutes before, you know, if you don't feel fine, I'll be like, okay, I can rap too, or whatever. I don't know, something to make you, you know, recover. But no, man, thank you for the opportunity, and I'm gonna actually promote you on Facebook, on Los Angeles Poet Society, at Tiachuchas, you know, everywhere in the media. Because you are a really, really great poet. Do you have any books by any books?
I was going to tell you that. As a matter of fact, I do have a manuscript, but I haven't published it. I haven't republished this since I was 19. And then currently, right now, I have a book that I was working on when I got out, when I was in prison, a poetry collection, and it's called In Search of Freedom. And it should be coming soon. It should be coming soon, maybe like in the next 2 months.
All right, cool. Maybe you want to feature at Tiachuchas because, you know, you want to be the featured poet one of these days.
Yeah. I spoke with Jeff. He said he was good. The thing is that I had edited the book. I had my manuscript edited, and like one of my backpacks ripped, and my USB fell out, so I have to re-edit it again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I still have my work. I still have my original
Yeah,
work.
actually, yeah, you have. I don't know if I told you, but you have a message to deliver.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
We all do, but
as artists,
as poets, we have a mission. So yeah, you know Jeffrey Martin. He's always saying that. He's always saying, we have a mission to deliver. We have poetry that people want to hear, and if you touch somebody with this broadcast, or one or more people, the better. But I'm sure you have.
Yeah. Okay. Well, have a great day, and hope to hear from you soon, and we'll talk and we'll touch bases later.
All right, Jason.
All right,
and
man.
so here goes Get Lucky for you.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right.
We are go for liftoff in T minus 30.
Hit the record button.